Everyone warned her. 3 shelters had returned him. Her mother hadn't spoken to her properly in 11 months. And on the day they brought the baby home, 92 pounds of dangerous Doberman walked across that living room floor and showed every single one of them exactly how wrong they had been from the very beginning. The morning they brought Lily home from the hospital, Sarah's mother was already standing in the driveway, not to help with the bags, not to hold the baby, to make one final argument about the dog. His name was Rex, 92 pounds of Doberman with a history that read like a warning label. 3 shelters across 4 years, returned twice, flagged once for unpredictable behavior by a family who later admitted they had never once tried to understand him. The first family lasted 6 weeks, the second made it 4 months before they said he was simply too much, too aware, too present, too focused on everything happening around him, as though noticing the world carefully was somehow a flaw worth punishing. The official shelter notes called him intense, reactive, difficult to place. The shelter staff who actually spent time with him used a different word entirely. They called him lonely. There is a meaningful difference between those two things, and most people never slow down long enough to learn it. Sarah had adopted him 11 months before Lily was born, before the pregnancy test, before the doctor's appointments and the tiny white onesies folded into a drawer she wasn't sure she was ready to open. She adopted him on a Tuesday in January because she walked past his kennel at the city shelter and he pressed his whole face against the bars and looked at her like he had been waiting for someone exactly like her for a very long time. She signed the papers in 16 minutes. Her mother had not spoken to her normally since. The first call came the day after the adoption. "You don't know this animal. You don't know what he's capable of." The second call came when Sarah announced the pregnancy 7 months later. "You have to choose, that dog or this baby." The third call came the morning of the discharge, her mother already in the driveway, arms crossed, fully prepared to have a conversation Sarah had no intention of finishing. Sarah walked past her, opened the front door. Rex was sitting exactly where she had left him, at the edge of the hallway, 20 feet from the entrance, completely still. He had not moved in the 3 days she was gone. The neighbor who came to check in said he barely touched his food. He just sat there, facing the door, waiting for something he had no word for. Sarah set the carrier down on the living room floor, 3 feet from Rex. She did not move him back, she did not put up a gate, she did not issue a single command. She just placed Lily on the floor and watched. Rex did not rush. He walked, one slow, measured step at a time, head lowered slightly, ears back, the posture of an animal that understands something irreplaceable is in front of it and is adjusting its entire body accordingly. He stopped 8 inches from the carrier. He extended his neck forward until his nose hovered just above the blanket. He drew one long, slow breath. Then he sat down. He looked up at Sarah, then back at Lily. Then he lowered himself to the floor beside the carrier, tucked his chin between his paws, and closed his eyes. Sarah stood in the middle of the room and did not move for a long time. Her mother left without coming inside. The weeks that followed rewrote everything Sarah thought she understood about what protection actually looks like. Rex did not guard Lily the way people expect a Doberman to guard something. No rigid posture, no pacing, no announcements. He simply never left. Wherever Lily was, Rex was within 4 feet, not crowding, not hovering, just present in the way a shadow is present, constant, quiet, without needing to explain itself. On the worst mornings, when Lily was colicky and nothing worked, not the rocking or the feeding or the white noise machine that cost more than Sarah's first car, Rex would walk to the bassinet and press his forehead gently against the side of it. Within minutes, the crying would soften. Within 10, it would stop entirely. The pediatrician had no explanation. Sarah eventually stopped asking for one. On the afternoons when the mail carrier walked up the path, Rex would position himself between the front door and the bassinet without being asked, not growling, not barking, just standing there, 92-pound fact, until the footsteps moved away. On the evenings when Michael worked late and the house was quiet and Sarah was running on 4 hours of sleep and the particular kind of exhaustion that no one tells you about before you become a parent, Rex would lie beside her on the floor while she sat with Lily, one flank pressed against her leg, warm and steady, and completely unbothered by the hour or the silence or how much she needed him to simply be there. He always was. But the moment that changed everything, the one Sarah's mother was never supposed to see but watched 14 times in a row on her phone, happened on Thursday afternoon in February. Sarah had been awake for 31 consecutive hours. She sat down in the nursing chair to feed Lily and fell asleep mid-feed. The baby settled against her chest, both of them gone within seconds of each other. Rex watched from across the room. He stood up, walked over. Slowly, without a single sound, he stepped onto the footrest of the chair and placed his 92 pounds as carefully as that much weight has ever been placed and rested his enormous head across Lily's back. He stayed there for 2 hours without moving, not shifting, not adjusting, not doing the thing most dogs do when they grow restless and begin to fidget and pace, just staying completely still, the way only an animal that has made a decision stays. When Sarah woke, she found her daughter breathing with the slow, even rhythm of a child who has never once considered that the world might not be completely safe. Because for her, in that chair on that afternoon, it was, and 92 pounds of dog was making certain of it. Sarah did not reach for her phone. She did not call anyone. She sat there in the quiet and understood something she had not had the right words for until that exact moment. Rex had not chosen to protect Lily because she was a baby. He had chosen to protect her. Still here? Good, because what happened when Sarah's mother finally came inside is the part that matters most. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit subscribe. These stories take everything we have to tell them right. She came on a Sunday, 3 weeks after the Thursday afternoon. Sarah had not called her. She had sent the video with no message attached and waited. Her mother knocked at 11 a.m. Sarah opened the door. Rex stood behind her. Her mother looked at him. Rex looked at her. Neither of them moved. Then Lily made a sound from the living room, small, soft, a waking up sound, and Rex turned and walked toward it without a moment's hesitation. Sarah's mother followed him. She stood in the doorway and watched Rex approach the bassinet. She watched him step carefully onto the footrest of the nursing chair. She watched him lower his enormous head, slowly with the kind of deliberateness that looks nothing like accident, and rest it along the side of the bassinet where Lily's face was turned. Lily's hand, which had been curled into a fist, the way newborn hands always are, as though they arrived still holding on to whatever they left behind, opened. Her tiny fingers found the side of Rex's face and stayed there. Rex closed his eyes. His breathing slowed into something long and even and completely at peace, and the room went so quiet that Sarah could hear her own heartbeat. Sarah's mother sat down on the couch. She did not speak for a long time. When she finally did, she was still watching the dog and the baby, not Sarah. "I've been afraid of him this whole time," she said quietly. "I know," Sarah said. "I was wrong about him." There is a version of this story where Sarah responds, where she accepts the apology and says something warm and builds a bridge. She told me later she almost did. She had the words ready. But Rex lifted his head at that exact moment, looked at Sarah's mother with those dark, steady eyes, and lay back down beside the bassinet. So Sarah said nothing, because Rex had already said everything that needed saying. Lily is 5 months old now. She reaches for Rex before she reaches for her own toys. She tracks him across the room with her eyes whenever he moves, head turning, following, watching. And if he disappears around a corner for too long, she makes a sound that is not quite crying but is unmistakably a complaint. When he returns, she goes quiet instantly, the way people go quiet when the thing they were waiting for finally arrives. Sarah's mother comes every Sunday now. She brings a treat for Rex when she comes. She does not make a production of it. She just sets it down in front of him and sits down and stays for a few hours. That is all. That is enough. He sleeps beside the bassinet every single night without exception, not because anyone trained him to, not because anyone asked him to or rewarded him for it, because somewhere between the first time he smelled her warmth through a carrier blanket and the Thursday afternoon he held her steady while her mother slept without knowing, he decided that this was his, that she was his, and that was the end of the question. Some animals do not love cautiously. They do not test the water first or wait to see if the feeling is returned. They simply look at what matters and move toward it with everything they have, and they do not stop. Rex moved toward Lily the very first day. He has not moved away since. Tell me in the comments, has an animal ever loved someone in your family the way Rex loves Lily? Because I think you already know exactly what I'm talking about. You have seen it. Maybe you have lived it. And if you have, then you already know there is no word in any language that comes close to covering it.